Moving on now, US research firm Hindenburg alleged that the Adani Group misused tax havens and indulged in stock price manipulation on the 24th of January. Hindenburg also said Adani Group stock prices have an 85% downside risk. Since then, 7 of Adani Group's listed stocks have lost over $140 billion in market value. Here's a report.
The wealth plunge in the Indian Empire's stock market's value accounts for over a 70% drop. So the Hindenburg's 85% downside risk for Adani Group's stocks is playing out. To put the magnitude of those losses into context, picture this. The wealth erosion in Adani Group's stocks is equal to about a fourth of Belgium's economy, or a little over half of New Zealand's total GDP. Adani Transmission, Adani Green Energy and Adani Energy are already down by about Hindenburg's 85% risk statement. The rest of the Adani firm's stocks have plunged about 40 to 70%. Those market losses become more pronounced when you compare the group's stocks' recent highs to their latest lows. Based on that comparison, Adani Transmission, Adani Green Energy and Adani Energy are the worst hit, with losses of over 500%. The rest on that basis have plummeted anywhere between 150 and 500%. The US research firm has expressed worries over the Indian Empire's high debt levels. The meltdown reflects investor concerns despite Adani Group's denial of those allegations. To shore up investor confidence, the Adani Group has prepaid loans worth over $1.6 billion against pledged shares. The group is planning to repay more loans of about $690 to $790 million by March, according to a Reuters report quoting sources. But the market sentiment still needs to turn favorable for the food to ports business giant. What the market sell-off has done is punctured billionaire Gautam Adani's net worth. Gautam Adani's wealth is down by 2/3 to below $35 billion. His net worth was about $130 billion before the Hindenburg shock. And at its peak in September last year, his wealth was about $150 billion. He first lost the crown of Asia's richest to India's Mukesh Ambani, who runs the Reliance Group. He has now dropped to the 34th wealthiest on the Forbes billionaire list, from a high of the 3rd richest person in the world not too long ago. Late last year, for a brief period, he had jumped to become the 2nd wealthiest in the world. So the US research firm's assessment of the group's stocks being overvalued by 85% is not a risk anymore and is more of a reality. There is no respite for the Adani Group as the wider Indian stock market has also suffered its worst week this year. Investor losses in India's benchmark Sensex index amounted to over $120 billion in just the previous 7 days. Foreign investors have pulled more than $23 billion from the Indian stock market. Higher for longer interest rates on elevated inflation will be the biggest driver of world stock markets over the coming weeks. That, in turn, will weigh on the Adani Group stocks further.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.